Are you curious how to get the best grind setting for the best cup of French press coffee? I'm going to show you some secrets today here on FrenchPressCoffee.com. Hey everyone, I'm Brian with FrenchPressCoffee.com, and as I said in the intro, we get a lot of questions about the best grind setting and how to grind your coffee as best as possible for brewing with a French press. And so I'm going to give you a couple quick secrets here today. I am using the Baratza Encore automatic coffee grinder today, but you can adjust this for your grinder as well. You don't have to have this exact same grinder to get the proper grind for French press coffee. Something I should mention is that the grind of your coffee is always going to coincide with the extraction time. Once you find the proper grind and extraction time for you, you're going to find the best cup. So these are the recommended settings. You can play with this a little bit, but this is a great place to get started. So starting here with the Baratza Encore, I'm going to adjust my hopper to a grind setting of 28. Now 28, by the way, on this grinder equates to about 1200 microns. And 1200 microns is generally what you're aiming for if you're trying to get a great grind for French press coffee. So if you have a different grinder, you're going to want to adjust to somewhere around that level and then grind and see what it is that you get and then do an extraction. Now you're going to say to yourself, Brian, what the heck is a micron and how am I going to know if I've reached 1200 microns? The answer is you're kind of not. Now we have used some coffee science here before in the studio, and we've done other videos where we've talked about how to really get down to the micron level as it is. You don't necessarily have to do that. The best thing for you to do is to start with that more coarse grind of coffee. And again, that's what we're getting when we grind at this level of 28 on the Baratza Encore and shooting for 1200 microns. It basically just means we're going to get a coarsely ground coffee. So what you want to do is start with a coarsely ground coffee, grind, put that into your French press, and then extract. And you'll want to extract for 4 minutes. That's the magic number that we've always talked about here on FrenchPressCoffee.com. Do your extraction and then taste it. Of course, that's the most important thing, is how it tastes. If you find that it's bitter, if you find that it's under extracted, if it just doesn't taste right, well then you want to make some adjustments. And you might adjust up a little bit, get a little more coarse. You might adjust down just a little bit, but you want to do that in little bits and play around to find what works best for you. So as a quick for instance, let's say that we did grind at that level of 28 and then we extracted and we found that our coffee tasted kind of bitter or not exactly how we wanted to taste. Well, that means that it's over extracted. So at that point, we would increase our coarseness by a little bit, not a whole lot, but by a little bit, grind and extract again for 4 minutes and see how it tastes. Now on the flip side of that, let's say that we did extract and it tasted watery, wasn't very strong, and we just didn't really enjoy the cup. Well, in that case, I would decrease on that coarseness. I would go down a little bit. And then I would extract, again, 4 minutes, but because my coffee is less coarse, that means that I'm going to get more water soaking into the coffee. I'm going to essentially get more flavor out of the coffee, and hopefully I'm going to get a stronger cup. So an easy analogy to remember might be to think about cooking a steak. If you have a 1/2 inch steak, a 1/4 inch steak versus an inch thick steak, those are going to take different times to cook. You would only want to cook one for a certain amount of time before it started to taste not so great. So you can apply the same analogy to coffee and just adjust until you find the flavor that best matches your flavor profile, the roast type that you're using, the type of coffee, what region it comes from. There's a lot of different things to play with, but that's part of the fun of coffee, is play around a little bit until you get it the way that you like it. So, I'd love to know what your favorite setting is to get a great cup of French press coffee. Make sure to tell us in the comments section of this video. Remember, you're going to find the information that I was talking about also in the description of this video, or visit us at FrenchPressCoffee.com. As always, everyone, I'm Brian with FrenchPressCoffee.com. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time, and take care.
So did you like that video? Well, if so, give us a like, maybe subscribe to our channel. And if you do, I'll give you a great coffee quote. Okay, I'll wait. There you go. Thank you so much. And now for the great quote. Caffeine, it's not a drug, it's a vitamin.